And so you're just sitting comfortably, dragging that focus inwards. And you're just watching how you're breathing. Again, just that gentle reminder about quality of breath. You're breathing through the nose or the mouth. Is the breath nice and deep and slow, going all the way down into the lower belly? And if you're wanting to, using some of those phrases, just that knowing that you're breathing in, saying in, and knowing that you're breathing out and saying out. Or maybe calm and ease. Or even just repeating, I am breathing, or we are breathing. Some of those practices that we've been going through, and maybe you've had some time to, some of you have posted saying that you have done, but just coming into the body, recognizing that you're breathing. And just bringing that mind and breath together, where you're allowing thoughts to happen, you're allowing yourself to get distracted, and you're just going to use your breath just to remind yourself, that I am breathing, calm and ease. There's no requirement to be 100% focused on your breath. The breath is just a point to return to when you realize that you haven't been aware. And that's why the repetition of practice is so important, because you're trying to practice being unconscious, becoming conscious, and using the breath just to remain present. And you're just following that same process. You're just resting, relaxing. Maybe you're noticing breathing, reminding yourself, calm, ease, I am breathing. And then you're thinking about breakfast, thinking about yesterday, thinking about tomorrow. Getting caught up in whatever has or is about to happen. And you just gently come back to the breath again. And I'm just going to go a little quiet just to give you some time for that practice. Let your mind wander and return. maybe you're noticing, or maybe you're not, maybe you're noticing just as you're sort of sitting here and breathing, you're noticing that you've changed a little bit from when you started. That maybe the breath has become more conscious, that the quality of breath have changed. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more relaxed. Maybe you're not, and that's okay. Now, the type of practice that we're doing is one that's called Vipassana, which means insight or insight. It's an insight meditation or insight practice. And when we think about impermanence, the body and the breath and the mind are constant opportunities for us to recognize change, that we aren't just always thinking about the same thing, that it's not just one breath, that we are constantly breathing, that the body is impermanent, constantly changing. I just want you to bring some focus to the top of your head, just noticing the top of your head. Your hair, your forehead, eyebrows, that sort of area. I want you to recognize that this part of your body is constantly changing, moment by moment. And just accepting that and relax. And then the lower part of your head, the mouth, the nose, the jaw, the chin, where the neck joins the back of the head. That this part of the body is also constantly changing. It is impermanent, changing moment by moment. You don't need to worry about it. And we can accept it and relax. And when I say relax, it doesn't matter if you can't relax, that's okay. Accepting that you can't relax is wonderful too. But next we move into our arms, from our shoulders all the way down to our fingertips. And maybe the sensations in our arms are really available to us, maybe they're not. Maybe we're thinking thoughts, maybe we're trying to visualize things. But our arms are constantly changing moment by moment. Movement, sensations, awareness. And again, just trying to accept that and relax. As we come into our torso. So from our neck all the way down to our hips. We can feel the body breathing, the heart beating. This constant state of movement. Nothing is permanent or staying the same. That our body is constantly changing, moment by moment. Just trying to accept that. It's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing, just is. And just relaxing. And then from our hips all the way down to our toes. can just beginning noticing sensations. Noticing how you can move that sort of sense of awareness, of that holding of attention to different parts, and just allowing yourself to do that. The toes and knees. That our legs, the feet and toes are constantly changing, moment by moment. And it's not good or bad, it just is. And can we accept that and relax? Now what I want you to do, I want you to bring your attention to one particular part. And I want you just to see if you can focus or harness your attention on your arm. And we're going to choose our right arm, but I don't mind if you choose your left. Or choose your legs if you want to, whatever you'd want to do, but just changing my guidance in line with the area of your focus. So we're looking at our arm. I want you to feel your whole arm. And we know from our fingertips all the way to our shoulders that this whole thing is called an arm. I want you to focus on one particular point of that arm. Maybe it's the forearm, the upper arm, the fingers, the hand. I'm going to use a finger. We begin to realize actually the finger is not part of the arm. It is not the arm, it is the finger. And when we look at the finger a little bit closely, and I start looking at a particular area on the finger, that actually I'm not focusing on the finger, I'm focusing on really the skin. And the skin is not the finger, it's not the arm, it is in itself. And as we look a little closely at the skin isn't just made up of just skin. There's loads of other things that make up, loads of other parts of our skin and that part of the finger that aren't skin as well. As we dive into the finger, there's muscles and tendons and bones and blood and all these other different parts of that body that we say is skin, finger, arm. Actually, it's made up of many other parts that aren't how we describe things or how we think about things. And if we begin to focus even further down into that part of the body, even down to the finest atom, that those atoms are constantly changing. Now they say that each atom is 99% air and 1% atom. And within that atom is 99% air and 1% atom. And it goes on infinitely. That our body is in this constant state of change. That it is not good or bad, it just is. And it is that interdependence of all these other atoms that come together to make the bone, to make the muscle, to make the skin, to make the finger, to make the arm. In the same way as we rely on all of those other people in the world, the butchers, the bakers, the plumbers, the electricians, the teachers, the vendors, the street owners, the street cleaners, waste managers, accountants, all these things in the same way. Every single atom within our system is completely interdependent on each other and constantly in this state of change. We can relate that interdependent nature externally as well. That without all of these parts working together, that we could not survive and thrive and grow. And now just taking those thoughts outside of the body. And I want you just to have a look and just have thought about your own life so far. And just notice how your life has changed. That you're no longer a child. You're no longer a teen. That the who you are has always been there, but the body has constantly changed. Our friends, our family, people have come and gone in our lives. Jobs have come and gone. And even in our own spiritual practice, we don't often realize just how much we've changed. We often give ourselves such a hard time. The weight of expectation. That we've grown. Some of us feel like we've flourished more than others. And I want you to even grow even further. I want you to look at the whole world. Just how much it's changed even in the last few years. Through that illness, disease, COVID. How much his world has changed in the last 2 years. Being locked in, locked down. Being let out and locked down again, and let out and locked down again. States of the economies, war in Ukraine. Maybe in your own lives, watching your children grow. Maybe you've changed jobs, changed relationships. And then just coming back to your breath again. This breath is this constant reminder that things change. How much we hold on to that change is a choice. It is that holding on to the permanence of life that creates suffering. And breath, I'd like you to imagine what it would be like to just hold your breath. that we need the change of breath. We need that reminder to breathe all the time. We're lucky that our brain does it for us automatically. And just coming back to those phrases as you're breathing in, just in your thoughts saying in. And as you're breathing out again, just saying out, or calm and ease. And then in your own time, I just invite you just to allow your eyes to open. And as you're opening your eyes again, just taking a few moments just to contemplate on change, on impermanence.